Linda went back in time this morning.
She joins us from the L.W. Paul Living History Farm in Conway with a look at what life was like in Horry County way back when.
Yeah, and it's so exciting because anybody can come here and see, what it used to be like. And that's why you guys host different events like one coming up this weekend that people are invited to come to.
We sure do. So here at the L.W. Paul Living History Farm, we have our Smokehouse Day event this coming Saturday from 9 to 12. And that'll be all about how meat was used on the farm. So we'll have some demonstrations. We'll be cutting meat, stuffing sausage. We'll have something for the kids. We'll have a cooking demonstration. And then here, we'll be rendering lard. So whenever you fry bacon in a pan at home, that bacon starts to sweat out a little bit.
Okay.
Kind of the same idea here. So we have this big old kettle right here.
This is? Holy smokes, okay.
Yeah, this is one of those things that gets a lot of use on the farm. So back in the day, they would have used this for making cane syrup. They would have used it for making soap. You would even see people doing laundry in these sometimes. But here we're going to be rendering lard. So we'll have our fat cut up. We'll put it in here, very gently run the heat up to kind of fry it out to get that lard out. And then we'll scoop it out, put it in the cans. We can use that for later use on the farm for making soap, cooking, anything in between. And then what the cubes of fat that are left over called the cracklings will go in this little contraption right here called a lard press. This is a very old one from the late 1800s, maybe early 1900s. And the way it works is we scoop our cracklings into there, and then we can turn this around right here, wrench it down, and then actually start squeezing it out to get every little bit of lard we can out of this.
Wow, and then it just comes right out here.
Yep, sure does.
So cool. And this was how old did you say? A couple hundred years at least?
At least 100 years old.
100, wow. So cool. And it's such a neat experience to come out here and see it, especially if, you've never seen something like that before.
Some cooking this morning.
That's right. Yeah, Smokehouse Day is all about meats. And so we've got some meat here. Talk about what we're cooking and making this morning.
Yeah. So one of, I think, probably most of our favorite parts of a pig is bacon.
Right.
And so this is one of the things that we'll be working on when we have our Smokehouse Day. So with bacon, what you're doing is you're taking this piece of meat and you are curing it. And so when we talk about curing meat, that means that we're adding salt, sugar, pepper, saltpeter, which you might know is an ingredient, and gunpowder. All of that gets added to it to help preserve the meat, to keep it edible over the long months, because back then you're processing a pig once a year, and that meat's going to last you the rest of the year. So all of this is designed to keep the bugs away, to keep it fresh, but also to taste really good.
Right? I know. The last time we were here, I brought my son, and this was like by far the best thing he'd ever tasted. He was like, "This is amazing." And then I tried to find it and make it. I'm like, I can't. We just have to go back to the farm sometime.
Well, there we go. That's why we're here.
So what, you just cut this up? And...
Exactly. So this is a particular part of the pig that gives you the best bacon. And so that's what you're going to cut and set aside and then preserve this way. And then you're just going to slice it up, and then you're going to fry it. So we have our wood-burning cast iron stove over here. And so one of the best smells in the world, I think, is cooking with wood on this stove and frying up bacon. It's pretty fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and the sound, too.
And the sound, right?
And the smell, and you just know something good is coming off of that. I love it. Bacon for breakfast.
I love a good piece of bacon in the morning, Amanda. Thank you. The Smokehouse Day is Saturday from 9 until noon at the L.W. Paul Living History Farm in Conway.
20 now, ABC 15's Amanda Kinseth going back in time, cooking bacon.
Oh my goodness.
Just having the best time.
Just a little bit jealous. She joins us from the L.W. Paul Living History Farm in Conway. We have that bacon on the menu this morning, Amanda.
Oh my gosh, this place is so cool. And you make bacon. It's all about meat for the Smokehouse Day. And now we've got some smoke too.
We certainly do. So this here is our smokehouse. And this is really one of the most important buildings you would see on the farm. If it tells you anything, this is one of the few buildings on the farm that would actually have a lock on it. And this is used for salting meat and also smoking it. So whenever you have that raw piece of meat, you salt it heavily to draw the moisture out to help it stay good. And then smoking isn't really about the flavor experience as much as preserving it. So part of the smoking process is whenever you have smoke on a piece of meat, it forms a layer of carbon around it, and it basically fools bugs that might land on it into thinking it's just a burned piece of wood or something, so they just fly off of it.
Ah, my that? I love it. Wait, is this your lock? This is the best lock I've ever seen.
It works.
Yeah, I like it. All right, so take a look inside. Oh, yeah, nice. Look at this.
So you wouldn't have a big fire going under there. You would typically have some pine cones, some corn cobs, if you could round those up. And if you look up there, you can actually see the meat that we have that we salted previously that we're putting some smoke on right now.
Oh, yeah, look up towards the ceiling. Right up there. Okay, so that's the meat. And I think that's so cool that people figured out, hey, if you do this, that it keeps the bugs off of it, and that you can preserve it too. It's
really amazing.
It is really so fascinating here. I learn stuff every time I come here, and it's so exciting. So come on out. You'll learn a lot, and you'll have fun.
And Amanda, you actually have some farm workers that you want us to meet.
This is a major part of the farm are the workers. Wait, don't tell me they just disappeared. Did the mules disappear?
It looks like they had their breakfast and they left.
Oh my gosh! We should have waited to feed them. Yeah, so they were hanging out here. The mules are kind of an essential part, you know, horses or mules for the farm. And talk about, you know, what all they do.
So mules were very important on the farm. The word mule is actually a very old word that means mixed or hybrid. So they're the cross between a male donkey or a jack and a mare or a female horse. And they would have done a little bit of everything on the farm. That's what the farmer would have used for plowing the fields, for cultivating their crops, bringing their crops in, putting out fertilizer, taking their family to the market on, you know, during the week. It was really kind of like a farmer's tractor and the pickup truck before those things even came along.
Talk about the experience of, you know, you work on this farm, but just being here and being able to share the history of how life used to be with others. I mean, if you have like, you know, city people, they may have never seen or experienced something like this before.
Absolutely. It's extremely rewarding to kind of go back to our roots, so to speak, and do this kind of stuff. And really the amazing thing about it too is even in a couple generations, there's such a huge separation between this way of life and the way that the Myrtle Beach area has it today. So being able to show people what it was like, you know, not that long ago is really an amazing thing to do.
It really is. And I love it because, you know, maybe people, you know, have never seen this before. You know, my grandparents and stuff were on farms, so I got to see some of this kind of stuff. But to be able to come here, experience, bring the kids, or maybe grandparents bringing their grandchildren and be like, hey, this is how it used to be. So come on out, have some fun. You'll learn a lot.